If you're watching this, my name's Tristan Dlabik. I'm in the insurance space. All my videos are based off business, insurance. That's the season of life I'm in right now. I make analogies and references, things I'm passionate about, history, and I see a lot of relations, and it's super similar from government, politics, that relate to business. It's all the same. If you study any history, which we all should have done and paid attention to more in school, history repeats itself and it's disguised in the forms of business. It's all business and relationships and communities. And I was doing research the other day and I loved this, and it's society's moving through recurring cycles. Society moves through recurring cycles, and here they are. You go from chaos to order, then you go from freedom to excess, and then you go from control to chaos. And we're gonna try to break this down in less than 3 minutes. Each phase, the same word, basically means different things. The same word's gonna mean different things depending on what cycle we're in. Your first one's gonna be your chaos to order. So this is gonna be, your dominant fear is gonna be instability. When you're in chaos, you're wondering, what's gonna happen? You kind of feel this right now. Instability. Look at the markets. People are buy a bunch of gold. Bitcoin's the new currency. Get the energy for AI. That's the thing that matters. Get AI. Get into this, get into that. A lot of chaos, a lot of instability right now, and that's the biggest fear. The moral priority is safety. So when you look at this, your liberal means rule of law and limits on power. Conservative right now, it means strong authority and enforcement. So freedom is going to be restricted to restore stability. That's the focus. That's the season I believe we're in right now. It's pretty self-explanatory. The next thing that's coming is order. Order is going to come, and this is going to lead to classic liberalism. And the dominant fear in order is tyranny. And the moral priority is liberty. So liberal means in that time, we want our individual rights. These are your classic liberals. This is what I think a lot of people relate to that watch my content, is your individual rights, your free markets, free speech, minimal power, bureaucrats sitting back just making money off you. What do you think in regard to your insurance business? You want to be in a position where you have your rights, you control your leads, your book of business, you've got access to all markets, all 50 states, you're in control. You don't want tyranny. You don't want some guy controlling everything, saying who you can engage with on social media. Communism. Who you can sell. It's my book. You sell them, they're mine. Everything you do is mine. If you don't do this, you're disloyal. And this just constantly entrenching people's minds with, it's my way or the highway. Liberty expands because people are still disciplined. So phase 3, freedom to prosperity. Dominant belief here is the system works, and the hidden shift is memory of chaos fades. Institutions are trusted, markets function, inequality grows naturally. So words still mean what they used to for now. It's right in this freedom to prosperity, things start to go really well. Like I said in one of my previous videos, where people start to delegate to corporate individuals. They start to go from the visionary, the freedom, the prosperity, and they start to delegate to the employees. It's that guy that's your boss now that never did anything, just brown-nosed his way to the top, good, flashy, flexy, low, minimal value bringing bureaucrat. An employee now becomes the boss. Think of the Roman Empire, the emperors that would take office and they would just sit back. They inherited something great, delegated to manage and govern, or maybe it's somebody's kid took over, and they just bring it all down, and people start to conspire because they're tired of getting taken advantage of. So now we're shutting this down. We're taking our freedom back. We're taking our taxes back. We're taking this back. We're taking our commissions back. We're taking our leads back. We're taking our freedom back. That's what's happening in the insurance world right now. And you're either going to be in front of it, like I could have been earlier and not missed out on millions of dollars, or you're going to be behind it. The guys that are going to be behind this are going to be devastated. They're going to be swamped with debt, swamped with regret, because they're going to look at all their friends and people they sold insurance with leave, find the market shifts, which it should always be freedom. It should always be control. And it isn't just captive versus brokerage, because the way a company becomes captive is when it sells. And that new buyer just plugs in bureaucrats to manage and govern, and then voila, the cycle repeats. Who's gonna go build a new place of freedom? That's it. And then your phase 4 is the prosperity to excess. We just kind of covered that. The dominant there is unfairness. Dominant fear there is this unfair? Moral priority is equality of outcome. And the word liberal flips from limiting power to using power as, again, like I said, redistribution of fairness. This is where people start, well, we should all get the same. We should all have the same leads and share the same leads, and I should get paid more off of what you're selling than what you're actually getting paid yourself. When does that ever make sense? It never does. And then you go control to decay. So the fear here is instability again. Reality, institutions fail under their own weight. Progress requires more rules. Bureaucracy expands. Markets are going to distort. And then incentives are going to break. So at this point, classic liberals are called right wing. That's where your people are like a classic liberal. I guess you would label me as, would be considered a right winger. You know what I mean? In the insurance world, they would look, so half people look at me as a great guy that's preaching freedom, control, and ownership over your book of business and what you're building, and be a capitalist, take responsibility. And the other half is like, stay away from that guy. He's the enemy. He's evil, right? It really depends on how you label yourself, because now the labels in this phase have fully turned upside down. And then decay goes to chaos, and it all resets. It all goes back. The dominant emotion is resentment, belief. None of this works anymore. There's guys watching this, there's girls watching this, and they've been in the cycle now. You're 5 years in, you're 10 years in. I get calls all the time. The cycle is repeated on you over and over and over again. Now it's time for you to wake up and say, I'm either gonna keep taking crap for another 5 years of my life, and what's that worth to you? What's a year of your life worth to you? A couple $100,000, couple $1 million, tens of millions? Do you perceive yourself? Do you look at yourself as, you can't put a price, you're priceless? Why do you keep selling your freedom? Why do you keep selling your commission? Why do you keep selling your leads, control over your life? And again, in the insurance business world, and maybe this talks to you because you're in the business world in general. Why? When is enough enough? I like to tell, young people or people in general, when they reach out to me like, why? It's like, what am I gonna tell my kids, my grandkids? I bent the knee and I accepted, and I told our ancestors founded this great nation over a revolt over 3% of tax on tea. And I'm gonna give up 50%, 100% of commission and opportunity and making sure my clients are put first with the best products. There's ownership opportunity, fair opportunity, equal opportunity, not equal outcome. Capitalism. I'm gonna give up and tell them, Dad quit. Your grandpa was a coward, bent the knee and accepted and tolerated weakness and corruption. It'll never happen. Why not you? What movie are you gonna show your kids? Are you gonna be the hero, or are you gonna be not even the villain? Are you gonna be the sheep that accepts? That's for you to decide. That's for everybody to decide. And everyone's gonna have different justifications and validate why your reasoning is right. But ask yourself, quiz yourself, ask yourself, what's the most valuable thing people are gonna do in 2026? Ask yourself every day the uncomfortable questions. Why am I doing this? How much am I giving up? What's my life worth? Can I do this another 10 years? Like, what am I really doing? We do insurance. You're watching this, you do insurance. We do insurance. Are we solving, world hunger? Are we solving multi-planetary expansion? No. You're not Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. You can be, but you better be thinking way bigger and break down the limitations just like they do. Just like Patrick and David did, leaving captive and going to the brokerage world. You got to think in regard to what life are you building for yourself. If you like my content, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you have ideas on what I should talk about, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's